we took our baths in a metal wash tub in the kitchen on Saturdays. And the oldest one got to go first, and then the next one, and I was always last getting my bath. But that was it, and we had an outside toilet at the time, and that was a normal thing. No, it just weren't too many people that had full bathrooms, in other words. And the windows upstairs were always frozen inside and outside, because there was no heat at all up there. Whenever it was real cold, she heated bricks and wrapped them in heavy partial blankets, and we would each have a brick to put our feet on. I was very happy. When you don't really have anything, you don't miss anything, and we were a very content family. My dad would get paid every other week from the coal mine, and he always stopped at the Friconi's grocery store, and he would pay our bill. Mama would get stuff there and charge it, and then he paid it faithfully every payday, and that's the day he would bring us a little bit of candy or something special from the store. We looked forward to payday, because then we got something sweet. My mother made all my clothes. She made all my clothes. I think the first dress I bought was after I was married. She made my prom gowns. She made my wedding gown, my sister's wedding gown. She made my negligee that I wore for my honeymoon. We just didn't go to stores to buy dresses ever. She made me so many beautiful things. So she made me a little blue skirt with a jacket, and they even got me a hat. I don't remember if anybody else had a hat even, but I did. I loved that little suit. Never bought bread from the store. I mean, you just ate homemade bread all the time, Well, they had vendors always, and there was always one every Saturday that brought chickens. And Mama always bought a live chicken from him. And then she killed it too. She killed it her way. She would put a broomstick over its neck and step on. And I never thought anything of that. That was just part of life, And then she cleaned it all. And you didn't even have to worry about germs and stuff. Like now, you don't touch raw chicken or anything like. We didn't even have hot running water, and we never got sick. Everybody helped everybody all the time. If you needed help, I'm saying. And, everybody had gardens. Everybody worked and had vegetables. It was a lot of work. And after my dad was hurt in the mine, Mama did most of it herself, the digging and the taking care of the gardens. They were done for the day, and he was just loading the last boxcar and had finished and was leaning over to pick up his shovel, and one of the big lumps of coal rolled off and hit him in the middle of his back and broke his back, actually. I can't tell you how we got word, but somebody that had a car, an Italian that had a car, took our whole family over there because they said he was not going to live. And so we all kissed him goodbye, and he told us to be good. He was able to talk and everything. Well, he did survive. He did survive for about 5 years, but he could never, ever walk again. So Mama took care of him at home all those years. And that was a huge job, along with raising us herself. She was a very strong woman, very strong woman. No, that was just part of life, and she would have never thought that could be any other way. This was how it was. That's all there was to it. I don't remember a day that there weren't at least two people from the Italian club that would come in the evening and help him pass time, just talking over world affairs. They would argue about, what should be done with Germany, and he loved that. My uncle had visited us a year after that my dad was hurt, and he bought us one of those little radios that's the shape they were, and we thought we had died and gone to heaven. It was so wonderful to have a radio. And Papa would listen to operas and music and whatever he could on the radio. That was a good gift for him. I was in heaven. I absolutely loved school. And I did well. However, I did get a whipping in first grade and in third grade. They didn't pull any punches then. But anyway, in first grade, we were learning to make our O's on triple space paper. And the teacher didn't say to start doing it, but I was doing it so nicely. I thought I did a wonderful job. She came walking back. She says, "Did I tell you to start yet?" I said, "No, blah, blah, blah." She says, "Come with me." She took me to the front of the room, sat on a chair, and she put me over her lap and whipped me right there in front of the whole class. I learned a big lesson then. And I walked back and I was whispering, it didn't hurt to them. But I never told my mother anything about that. I would have got another one she did find out many years later, but she didn't know about it at first. And then in third grade, I got another whipping because I was talking to my girlfriends and giggling when the teacher was talking. I got taken out of the room. I was the only one. The other ones didn't get it. I was taken out of the room, and I got whacked with a paddle out in the hall. And then I was allowed back in again. I was kind of afraid of the odd numbers. It seemed like first, third. I was afraid of fifth grade. Maybe I was good. But I did fine then. I did fine. And I did very well with my study. I did very well with my studies. I think it was perfect. It prevented other kids from doing more trouble. No, they need more of that nowadays. They need more of that. I loved learning, and I'm not saying this braggingly, but I was co-valedictorian. I couldn't wait to get home and tell my sister, which I did, I walked in, I was on air, and my sister Ori was very, very complimentary. And she said, "Okay, now get your clothes changed. We have to go paper Aunt Zia's kitchen." She was more down to earth about it. We heard that this one boy had been caught drinking beer. He was in 11th grade, and there was always like a big rumor to go through the whole school that he was drinking. There was never any alcohol around. We had clean fun. Dancing was a big thing in my era. Everybody, as we got older, we went to a dance almost every single night when I was like a junior or senior in high school. But that was our whole life. Yeah, I think I could still jitterbug if I jitterbugged with somebody that knew how to jitterbug. Yeah, loved that. I met John on a bus, and he wanted to meet me, and I just kind of ignored him. But we both knew the bus driver. We knew him by name, and we knew him. So he got the bus driver to talk to me. So then I agreed to go out with him. And I never did stop going. We went together for a month, and then he gave me an ultimatum, I guess is how you'd say it, that if I wasn't serious about getting married to him, that he wasn't going to date me anymore. That was all there was to it. I had to sign up, in other words, if that was. And I thought about it for a long time, and I thought, I kind of like this guy. So we did. I never did date anybody after him. He was very gentle. Couldn't dance very well. But I overlooked that, and we got along. We got along really great. There's a lot of hard times that you have to go through. Usually it's not between the husband and wife. Usually it's with somebody, other member of the family or something that you might get an argument about. But you have to stick things out. That's all. But if it's the right person, it's good. It's good. A man should always treat a lady like a lady. And I don't give a rip if it's 1996 or if it's 2013 or if it's 1929. They should be treated like a lady. And the ladies should have respect for the men also. And I don't see a lot of that. I'm from the old school, I guess. I love the furnace. I love a furnace because I've lived without that many years. So, and the air conditioning. Yes, there's a lot of wonderful, wonderful things with this day and age. I love the modern conveniences. I love those. It just makes life much easier. And I have more time if I want to spend with my grandchildren or with my friends. You have more time to do that instead of working all the time. But it's the people. It's the people aren't the same. They aren't that warm kind of person that I knew when I was growing up. There just aren't. I'm not saying there aren't any of them, but there's so many that are not. It's how you treat other people is how you're going to get treated back. If you have good manners, then you are setting an example of what other people would like to do or should do, I think. That's how I feel about it. To be patient and not to get riled up right away about something. Just be patient and things will work out. It's no matter what religion you go, what church, it's how you live your life. It's going to count. Which to me was very bright, very bright. My favorite moments are when my kids achieved something. And my legacy is my wonderful grandchildren, because I think right now they are perfect, and I hope they continue to be that way.